Hey there, welcome back to Inspired Methods YouTube channel. It's been a while since we've provided some content, and as you see, some things are different now. We have upgraded our studio and we're wanting to provide better quality information for people who look at our stuff. Now, today, what we're going to be talking about is how you can create a luxury brand experience for your service-based business. Recently, we've had a lot of series that our guy Ty has been making on the different luxury brands, Rolex, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, and others. And today, Karen, let's talk about it, because we help service-based businesses, so people in plumbing, electrical, HVAC, massage therapy, and other type of service businesses. How does making luxury kind of fit with that type of customer?
Well, I'll share some stats with you about what it might look like. 81% of people are willing to pay a higher price for better service.
Shocking. So yeah, it kind of makes sense that people would pay more for a better customer experience. I know personally, I don't mind paying more for a better experience, whether it's at a restaurant or at a clothing store. If it's within your means to do it, then yes, that I would gladly do that. Because how many times have you been to a restaurant with terrible customer service, or you've just gotten poor service at a retail store, and you're like, man, I wish I never would have come here, or you vowed to never go back again. You have any other stats for us?
Yes, 40% of people will stop doing business with the company because they receive poor customer service.
Yeah, 40%. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
So how can you incorporate a luxury brand experience into your plumbing business, right? How can you do that for your HVAC business? It's not rocket science, okay? It's not like these brands, just one day decided we're going to do things this way so that we can, create this amazing customer experience. Like, it's not like it's something that they had to delve deep into. It's basic customer service. It's basic human relations, okay? There's 4 P's here, 4 P's of customer service: promptness, politeness, professionalism, and personalization. Like, those 4 things right there, if you just took a second and thought about each one of those things and how you can incorporate that into your business, into your customer experience, that will go a long way to help you change how you're perceived in the marketplace, right? What do you think about that?
Yes, because you're competing against many other brands or service-based businesses. And so what makes you stand out could be just those 4 things right there, and how you rise above the level of your industry.
Yeah.
Just by being logical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the big things, first thing on that list, is promptness. Mm-hmm. Being on time, not hard to do, right? Not very difficult to be prompt and be there when you say you're going to be there. But I know a lot of guys, like the reason I got into doing what I'm doing now, which is business coaching, consulting for service businesses, is because they don't do the basics, right? They're so busy doing the work and getting their hands on the tools that they're not thinking about the customer experience. So that number one thing, just being on time, is a big thing for people.
Yeah, it's the big picture. And if you're not going to be on time, it's very easy to fix that and just call, text, and email.
Yeah.
Those simple things. We do that with our clients. We do that with things that we need to follow up in our business. And that kind of goes with everything.
Yeah. And I'm going to go through this list. I made a list of 9 ways that you can incorporate a luxury brand experience into your service business. So I'm going to go with number 1 here. Now, number 1 is going the extra mile. Where does that term, the extra mile, come from? Well, it comes from the Bible, right? So somebody was asking, if a Roman soldier makes me carry his his luggage 1 mile. Like, how far should I go? And Jesus was like, well, don't go with him 1, go with him 2, right? So go that extra mile, and I can't remember who said it, but they said, go the extra mile because there's no traffic on it, right? There's not a lot of people going the extra mile for their customers. When it comes to creating that luxury brand experience in your service business, that is something that if you do it, you'll be set apart by you'll be in the top 90th percentile of companies, right? Or I guess top 10% of companies that actually care enough to go above and beyond what the expectation is to make the customer feel welcomed, wanted, appreciated, these things. So what's an example of going the extra mile for you, Care?
Okay, when it comes to when you're buying something in a store, you pick out your clothes. Maybe you got help picking out the clothes. So there's lots of extra miles that can be taken there. But even just the way they're wrapped and sent home with you and the touch that you give at the very end, like, thank you for coming in. Have a great day. Just the simplest things. That's a very simple example, but that's the one I could think of.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot. Unfortunately, in today's marketplace, a lot of places don't focus on a great customer experience, acknowledging you when you come into your store, or if you're a service trade. When you pick up the phone, you call the client when you're on your way, saying, "Hey, I'm just leaving now. I'm on my way. We'll be there at our scheduled time," and use their name. "Hi, Mr. Salmons. I'm going to be at your house in the next 15 minutes. Is there anything? Would you like me to pick you up a coffee on the way in?" Things like that. Just little touches that set you apart. And I think if more companies took this to heart, I think that we would see a big difference. But the beautiful thing is most won't.
No.
So you can set yourself apart by adding these little touches, and think of ways that you can go the extra mile for your clients today. Number 2, personalization. So we talked a little bit about this in the last tip, personalization. So remembering their names, using their names. If you are the type of company that prepares proposals for companies, put the name of the person on the proposal, their address, and just use their name in it. That's one way to personalize it. Another way is I go to a shop. It's called Untuck It, and they have a file on me. They know what size of shirt I am. They knew what size of shirt I was last time, and this time, oddly enough, I had to change sizes because I went down a size, not up a size. So they made a note of it. So now they know what style and what type of shirt I like and what size I am. So I can come in and they can just go ahead and pick it out and make the customer service faster. Same thing with Harry Rosen, right? Going there and getting a suit jacket made. They measure you up. They know your size, and anytime you wanted to order something, you could literally go online and really just order the thing and it'll come in your size. How can you do that for a service business? Well, personalized touches, like having their name on that presentation or that proposal, using their name in conversation, and then follow up. When you're following up with your clients, using their name and personalizing emails, text messages, and these types of things, that goes a long ways. If you know what they like, if you know the type of service that they like, or if you know the name of their dog, the name of their children, you can use that in conversation. Your text, if they know that there's a dog there and the dog likes certain kind of treats, or the dog's name is Scruffy or whatever, using that while they're in the house and acknowledging it is a good way to add that touch of personalization. So the next one, solving problems proactively. I touched on it a little bit early, but let's say that your guy is going to the site and he's going to be delayed. Well, you should let the customer know that. Give them a call, send them a text, send them an email, any way you can reach them. Let them know that you're going to be late, right? And provide that expectation for them. Or if you're waiting on parts and you got some bad news for them, don't wait for them to call you and say, "Hey, you're supposed to be here a week ago. Where are you? You let them know like right away, say, hey, this is a problem. This is, this part's being delayed. It's going to put the project back. Trying to find some other alternatives. Just being proactive with that is a good way to let the customer know that you care about them, right? People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. The other thing that I had written down was listen to customer complaints. Yeah. Customer complaints can be a gateway to you understanding the problems that, or the holes in your service that exist. And you can create a plan that takes care of that for future customers, so that if this type of issue happens all the time, how do we plug that hole and how do we make it better for customers going forward? Mm-hmm. Did you have any examples of that?
I was thinking of how you might be tempted to email or text someone, but the phone is actually really effective in solving those problems very quickly. It shows that you're going that extra mile, even as we've already said, but I think it cuts down on the lag of this problem getting drawn out and becoming a bigger problem. If you can get someone on the phone, I would always do that first. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I agree. Direct communication saves a lot of time.
It does. You get your answer right away, and then you know which direction you're going to solve the problem.
Yeah, you do. And everybody can get better at that, for sure.
A lot better.
The next thing I have on my list, empathy. So empathy is being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, seeing it from their perspective, right? So going through the customer service journey, really looking at, the experience that the customer is having, because the customer and the experience that you're having as a service person. But what if the tables were turned and you were looking at it from their angle, right? How are my guys, how do I appear to them? Is my shirt clean? Like, do I have clean boots, right? Is the person smiling, right? These little things, right? Little things. And then the other part is active listening. This is a trained skill. It takes time to do this. So really, rather than listening to respond, you're really listening to understand any underlying concerns or pet peeves or preferences that the client has. And it takes practice, because most people are listening kind of
to respond.
Yeah, they're listening so they can interject what they want to say. So a lot of times it's just kind of deaf ears, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. You done? Okay, now this is what I'm going to say. So if you can, learn to actively listen.
And parrot it back so that you have understood what they're actually saying.
Yes, that's actually a very, very important part of active listening is being a mirror to the client, right? Yeah. So if the client says, I need this done today, you can just parrot back to them.
What time is the latest you can accept this done, basically?
Well, I would just repeat back to them, you need this done today?
Right. Okay. Yep. Simple.
And it gives them the opportunity to elaborate.
Yeah.
Right. And then you do that for a while. You just parrot back to them their concerns, and hopefully there's an opportunity for you to provide an option that works for both parties, right? So that's a big thing. So seeing it through someone else's experience. Is transparency. Okay, what do I mean by transparency? Not everybody's perfect. Sometimes people screw up. Sometimes things go wrong, right? They don't go as planned. The worst thing you can do is try and hide it. Yeah. Right? Try and hide the problem. That's the worst way to go about it, because then when it gets found out, which it will get found out, you look like an idiot, right? And the likelihood of them doing business with you again after that is low. You have like a 40% chance they're not going to go with you again.
Right.
That's a huge chance, right? Yeah. But if you provide above next level service, 95% will pay extra. A lot of companies that we talk about, they say, I can't charge that much because nobody will buy from me because everyone's doing this. Well, case specific, I guess, but Josh and I were talking about this earlier this week. most of our customers don't understand how the top 20% of people buy things. They buy things to solve a problem. They buy things for convenience. They buy things for the service, or they buy it for significance. They buy it for, keeping up with the Joneses. There's a lot of reasons why they buy things. But most of the time they're not exclusively price sensitive, because they're looking for you to solve their problem. Are you the best person for the job? Are you the guy who's able to do this for me without, with the least amount of headaches, and you have a good reputation, right? Am I going to feel good about this decision, right? Whereas, and the reason that most of them can't figure that out is because they actually are living in the lower 40th quadrant of income earners. So they don't buy the same way that their actual customers buy. And not to sound like an a-hole, but like if you buy, everything's based on price. It's based on, the most value. You're very price sensitive, and you're trying to sell to somebody who isn't price sensitive, and you keep dropping your price. You're just hurting yourself.
Yeah.
What they would prefer is if you provided them a customized, amazing smoke show of a service that, they would be singing your praises and telling all their friends about you. Then you don't have to worry about price constraints. You don't have to worry about lowballing the offer. You're not competing against, the jokester in a van that comes from, Craigslist or Kijiji or something. You can set yourself apart as somebody who's special.
Yeah, if your competitive advantage is price, it's just a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be there.
No, because then you'll be broke. And I mean, if you want to be broke the rest of your life, go ahead and keep doing that. But I would say find ways to improve your service level.
Yeah, get excellent.
Yeah. Get excellent, because then the expectation, when you start presenting that price to them and you have a sharp looking technician show up in a branded vehicle, they're, clean. They put booties on their thing. They have a nice presentation binder. They don't smell like cigarette smoke and BO and have, mustard stains on their shirts.
And they're friendly.
Yeah, they use their name. They pet the dog. They say hi to the kids, that kind of stuff. If you are presenting yourself in that way, it helps break down the price objection later on, right? So next, emotions. Emotions are very important. So smiling is important.
Even when you're solving a problem, like we bought something for our home and something went wrong with it, and it's still under warranty. So I had someone come in and look at it and assess it, but the guy was really unfriendly. It's not my fault that the workmanship kind of fell apart, and that's the guarantee they gave. So you're darn right I'm going to call them when it's an expensive item. And he came in kind of cold, and I thought, well, great, I'm putting him out that he has to fix this or send to someone to fix it. And it actually made me really turned off and really uncomfortable. But as the appointment went on, he was much friendlier and much more communicative, but he sure could have started right off the top, making me feel not bad about calling for something that was supposed to be covered.
Yeah.
That's why we bought what we bought.
Yeah, that's right. We bought the extended warranty because we might need it at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's good. Using humor, empathy, smiling, being warm with your customers. They don't want somebody who's a jerk. Like, we used to joke, when people answer the phone, hello, Bob's Plumbing, what do you want? That kind of a thing. When you say, hey,
clean that up, man.
Thank you for calling Bob's Plumbing. How can I serve you? Just even changing what you say and how you say it. Smile when you're on the phone. You can tell if somebody's smiling and talking as opposed to when they're not smiling when they're talking. Yeah. It's a big difference, right? So smile when you talk.
Think if you're a dentist and you have clients coming in, they're already so uncomfortable. So that's just an example. And we have an awesome dentist, and he always makes the kids and myself feel very comfortable. Like, we know what's going on in the appointment. We feel as much at ease as we can in a situation where it's, lots of anxiety. And it makes us go back. We have not switched dentists for years, like a decade probably.
Yeah. It's been a long time because he provides outstanding service and everyone always feels good there.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Reputation is everything.
Yeah.
Right? Reputation is huge. The next thing I want to talk about is empowering your staff to make decisions. So empower your staff to make memorable experiences. So especially if something goes wrong, right? True story, Ritz-Carlton allows their employees to spend up to $2,000 to fix an issue with a client. That can be like comping a room or, going out and getting something special for
needed,
them.
Yeah.
Something needed or something special to make their experience brighter. That's going above and beyond. Like they have a budget up to $2,000. Like that's incredible. I'm not saying, of course, if you have a service company or you run a massage.
But it's $2 for a coffee.
Yeah, it's $2 for a coffee, right? Like a few bucks, right? Just to brighten someone's day. Hey, you know what? I'm going to be late. And I was just wondering, would you like me to stop by somewhere and pick you up a coffee? Would you like a tea? Is there anything I can do? Like I've inconvenienced you, anything, that I can do for you? Oh, no, it's fine. You bring something anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah, our realtor does that. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I'm at Starbucks. You want a coffee?
Yeah, I'm running a little late, but I'm at Starbucks. I'm like, totally softens the blow. I don't care now that she's late at all.
That's right. So do something unique, create some wow experiences. Another client of ours, they have a campground, so service industry, right? And they have empowered their staff to help create wow moments for people. So if they know you're celebrating an anniversary, a birthday, or something of that nature, they'll go and they'll get a cake, or they'll have some kind of mini celebration, and just to make you feel good, we'll give you a jug of coffee in the morning.
Nice.
Something to acknowledge that day. And you know what? That creates a memorable experience. And that next year they're going to be back. They're going to tell friends.
Yep.
Right?
And they're going to bring their friends.
Consistency is very, very important. So in every interaction with your brand, whether it's on phone, online, in person, every interaction with your brand has got to be consistent, right? You can't have, it looks like a very nice, clean, bright website with shiny vehicles and then show up and it's a complete opposite, right? Completely terrible to do that. And also if you've got a bunch of smiling faces on your website, but the technicians show up and they're grumpy and angry and you feel like you're putting them out, that's a no. That's a terrible way for that. So being consistent in your delivery, consistent in your service, and you can't just like the customers you like and not show the same kind of care for the ones that are
a
little rough around the edges, right? Smile, try and get them to laugh or joke or just, be friendly to them. At any rate, if there's the best advice I can give you is in that situation, especially if somebody is difficult, just be kind, smile, try and do your best to grin through the pain. Because not every customer is a great customer. Some customers are complete jerks, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like they sometimes they don't feel pleased unless they've made someone else feel miserable. Those people exist. It's true. But in those instances, as long as you're consistently kind, generous, empathetic, smile, you'll win in that case too. And you know what? A lot of times they something might be going on in their life that you don't know about, that maybe they're just having a bad day. And they might later on, think about it and go, oh man, I really treated that guy like a tool bag. So I'll call and make it right with them, right?
Yeah, and if you're the owner of the business, not just the employee, you set the culture of your business. You set the standards and the things that you live and die by.
That's right.
And then it trickles down into every employee, and they'll either stick around because they agree with that, or they'll be gone. Your employees anyway.
Yeah, that's right. The golden rule, right?
Yeah, and it all starts at the top and
That's
goes
right.
down.
Yeah. Treat others as you would want to be treated. And the last one that I've got on my list is stay in touch. Regular checking in to see how things are going. So it's nice to do a courtesy call after you've done an install with a customer, or you've, say, given them a massage, because we help massage therapy and people in dermatology and aesthetics. Check in with your clients. How are things going, right? How are you enjoying that couch that we bought, right? How much are you enjoying it? How's it going, right?
Yeah, this one is actually missed by a lot. And if you want your customers to feel the luxury feel, this is the one thing that you probably completely be set apart from the rest. Because we all kind of miss this one.
Yeah, reaching out and making sure that everything is going okay. You know, how is it? Like, kind of like when your server stops by your table and says, "Oh, hey, how are the first few bites tasting?" Right?
Yeah.
How's everything going there? Is, just checking in to make sure that it's good and she doesn't have to send anything back. Right? Same kind of idea. And then doing regular touches throughout the year, just letting them know that you're thinking about them. And
Happy birthday, whatever,
exactly.
happy anniversary.
Happy birthday. Thanks so much for being our customer. We really appreciate you, these types of things, because then when it comes time for them to, either if they need work done again, or they hear of somebody who needs some work done that they got, then they're going to, more than likely put your name out there.
Yeah, and our realtor is really awesome with this one, because her and her husband, they put on a barbecue every summer and they invite every past client they've had.
Yep.
And it's always amazing, actually. And they always go to, they go over the top with it, but you don't even have to be crazy about it. But I mean, you could do something like that.
Have a customer appreciation barbecue. Or
set aside some of your marketing budget for that, because that's referrals are in that and people keep coming back,
Yep, that's right. So I don't know. That's all I've got for today. How about you, Karen? Anything else to share?
That's it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We are intending to make some more great content so that you can help grow your business and just become better at what you do. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.